Hey, what is up YouTube? So today I'm going to make a video for you guys on how to notice stock trends. So you can make your own support and resistance levels and figure out your own buy and sell prices before you even get into the stock. Because going into the stock with a plan is the best way to make sure you make money and you minimize your losses. So this is stock VKTX. I'm on application thinkorswim. This is a free application you guys can download. If you make you can either do the free trial, or you can make a free account on TD Amtrade, and then this is their free application they give you if you have an account with them. So you download thinkorswim and then open up this chart, VKTX, and then you can see the same chart I'm seeing. This is the 30-day chart. So this is a 30-day chart broken up into 30-minute segments. So let's go back 30 days ago and see what's going on with the stock and see how you can predict some trends. So let's say it is Thursday, and you wanted to know, what should I do with this stock to make some money? So we're gonna have to make a support and resistance level. So if you look at the way this cross forms on the chart, you can see that in general, like only looking at these days, because let's say Thursday just started, there's a strong support here at 12.8. So you can draw a line on this graph right here, add a drawing, price level, and you can add a line right there, right click it, hit properties, you can make it thicker, change the color if you want, set the exact value, and most importantly, extend left. Yeah, so now this is your new support. So we're going to make support actually a blue color, make this simpler to understand. So here's your new support, and this is for Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So today is Thursday, let's say, and you wanted to buy the stock. So let's fast forward to Thursday. Okay, before we do that, let me tell you, after you establish a support, so you can set up an alert on this application, so you don't have to always stare at the stocks. You can set up alerts to be pushed to your phone whenever the stock hits this exact number. So if you right click the stock and you click create alert, you can set a mark. This is a list of different things you can set alerts for, so just choose mark for this one for price, and do at or below 12.8, because that's our support. So anytime the stock hits this number, you'll get a notification and you'll be able to buy it without just staring at the stock market all day. So going forward, let's say it's Thursday now, and you set up that support and that alert, and Thursday starts about here, so it hits that number quite a few times. So let's say you buy it in at 12.8. Now you want to know when to sell it at. So first of all, you have to go back to the previous days and see what the stock normally does. So we have to establish a resistance level, and these bars on this chart typically start to sell off around 14, because 14 is the most common. So you're going to add a new drawing of a new price line here, and this one's going to be colored red because it is a resistance. So that's at number 14, and you can extend it left. So now you have a support at 12.8 and a resistance at 14. So going forward on Thursday, let's say right here, Thursday starts. Thursday you bought the stock at 12.8 and you want to sell when it hits 14. Let's say you don't want to just stare at the stock market all day, right? You can also set another alert for when the stock hits this price and goes above it. So if you right click and you click create alert, and you do at or above 14, you will get a notification when the stock hits 14 or higher. So you can set these notifications up to make noise on your computer. If you download the app on your phone, you'll get push notifications. You can actually even set up text messaging whenever these alerts occur. So it comes in handy. So hit your price alert, and even though the stock is still going up, this is Friday now. It hit your mark of 14. You want to sell at around that 14 mark, because based on past data, the stock typically has issues going over 14, and you don't want to push your luck. You want to always make sure you secure the profit, because the stocks move up and down all the time. It'll drop again, you can buy again, and you can make more money in the future. Instead of just waiting on, let's say you were waiting for this to hit 15, it never hit 15. So you would be waiting and waiting forever and never sell, and then you would make less money overall. So yeah, you sold the stock at 14. It went a little bit over, so you can make a new resistance level up here at about 14.6. Create a drawing, price level. Let's make it at 14.6. Let's make a bigger width and extend to the left. Alright, so now you have two resistance levels for BKTX. So going forward, you still have your alert for if it ever hits 12.8 again, that's your support. You should not be buying the stock in this range. You should only be buying it when your alert goes off, because you don't know what the space, you have to use past data to figure out what the stock's going to do. Don't just randomly assume it's going to keep going up in the future. It's better to play it safe, make your lines, and then figure it out from there. So the next, on about Tuesday, so the following week on Tuesday, the stock hits your alert again, 12.8, let's say you buy it. You're holding it for like a day, and then over here, or on Wednesday or Thursday, let's say, you notice that a trigger gets hit, your alert, and you sell for 14. When you have two resistance levels, like this, in the situation you have 1 and 2, what I would do is sell half of the first one, and sell the other half of the second one, because you don't know if the stock's gonna continue the trend that it did last time, because you only have one example of it doing that. So to be safe, you sell half your shares when it hits your first level, and half on the second, and if it doesn't hit the second, try to sell your remaining shares around your first resistance level before it dips back down to your support. Okay, so the stock hit both of your resistances, and let's say you sold half and half, you sold all your shares by midday on Thursday, and now you notice the stock hits a new high. Now you can't be sad that it hit a new high, because the thing is, even though you could have held and sold for more, you didn't know this was going to happen. You knew this was going to happen. So it's just better to play it safe. Yeah, so you can, if you want, you could set another resistance level up here. I would set it around, you don't want to set it at the very high, because to only hit that for like a sec, it wasn't up there that long. I would set it more around here, like 15.4. You can set another resistance line here. Let's make it thicker and extend it to the left. Okay, so now you have 3 resistance lines. And this entire time period when the stock is in this area of your resistance line, you should not be buying it, because you know that the stock shows resistance at these levels, it's going to keep on going down, usually. So you're waiting for your 12.8 trigger to go off again before you even get into the stock. So let a few days go by, and now we're on next week, Thursday, when you notice your trigger gets hit. So let's say you buy right here at 12.80, you're like, finally, it came back down to the support, and you notice it dipped under the support now. So you have to pay attention to the stock. So typically what I do when the stock goes under the support is I sell if it goes more than 10%, just to minimize loss, because you don't know how deep it's going to go down. So right now it dipped to about 11 point, like let's say you're up to this point in the day, it dipped around here, 11.6. So I think in this case it is more than 10%, so my stop loss would be triggered, but you don't have to set one. It's just better if you do minimize loss, like I said. So your stop loss gets triggered. Let's say in this situation, oh no, you lost some money. Well, you can make it back. So let's say the day goes on, you're watching the stock, and you notice, oh, it bounced off this area again. And it's like noon on Monday now. You're like, oh, it bounced off twice. Let me set a new resistance line. a new support line, my bad. So you're going to draw a new line here. And we're going to make this one blue because this is a support line. So this is your new support. And generally you want to have only 2 support lines. You don't want to have more. The rest should be resistance. Because support means that it's definitely going to bounce off this number. So anything more than 1 is already not following that definition. So 2 should be maxed, giving that a little leeway, that rule. And okay, so those are your 2 support lines. Let's say, yeah, it's about noon on Monday, and you're like, okay, this is my new support. I want to buy back in, make back the money I lost, selling over here. So you set another price alert up. If it goes, you can delete this one. You can set a new one up. New price alert. If it goes at or below 1150, and if you noticed around 2 o'clock that day it hits that number again, let's say you buy here at 1150, your new support line. So you have the stock again. You notice it's going up towards the end of the day, and then Tuesday comes along, and so on Tuesday you go past your first support and you hit your first resistance. Typically I would sell half, if not all, my shares at the first resistance line, because like I said before, you don't know if the stock will keep going above your 2 support lines. 2 should be your max, and then you can have as many resistances as you want, but sell a good decent amount of your shares as your first one to play it safe. Even though it hit even the third one at this point, let's say you were waiting for it to hit, let's see, like before the stock hit where's that? Right here. It hit 15.69. Let's say you're waiting for that number to come again. If you notice, when we're up to on the chart, it does not get that high. It actually only gets to about 15.5. So your trigger wouldn't go off because you're waiting for 16.9, and you'd have to hold the stock for an ungiven amount. You don't even know how long you're gonna have to hold it for, because you don't know if it's ever gonna reach that high again. So yeah, you should sell most of your shares around the first 2 resistance lines. So let's say you sold all your shares and now it's Tuesday, and remember, like I said, you should be waiting for the stock to drop to your lowest support line, because you want to make sure it's going to bounce. Even though you have a support line here, this support line is not really supporting anything. So this should be your new support. So you shouldn't be buying the stock until your trigger at 1150 gets set off, and let's say it does on Tuesday. So you buy back the stock, and you notice that again that it drops back under the support line. Oh no! So you're gonna establish. It's like Wednesday now. You establish a new support. You say, all right, it bounced off about 10.5. So you want this at 10.5. This is a support line. And now you have 3 support lines. You don't want 3. So let me see what's up with this one. Right. So you're going to make this one a resistance line now. Alright, so now you have a new support here, and you can change your trigger, your alert. Like let's say it's like noon on Wednesday when you draw this. You could make a new alert. If it ever goes at or below 1050 again, and let's say over here you notice it does at about 1:30 on Wednesday. So you buy back here at 1:30 and you're holding it. You notice that it's like touching the support line. That's a good sign. It's not dipping more. Your other support line, it goes above it, and it doesn't quite hit your oh, before we even do that, you need to set a new alert for to sell at. So your alert should always be at your first resistance line. So let's set an alert up, yeah, at or above. Yep. Alright, so this is your new alert to sell if it hits that number. And you're going forward. You notice here, let's see, did it touch it? Actually, no, it didn't. Okay. So you can sell, maybe you sold, but you didn't sell there. You keep going forward. Let's zoom out a bit. You bought the stock again at around 1:30 on Wednesday. So Thursday goes by, nothing happens. Friday, you notice it goes above the support, and then your alert different gets triggered. But let's say you're looking at this Monday and you notice that it almost reaches your value, but then it takes a significant drop back down. So this is usually a sign that there's a new resistance. This resistance line has changed. So you should edit this line right here and make it a little lower. Like, let's say 7.5. So 7.5, that's like the max it's ever going to go to. So if you want to sell this soon, you want to make it even lower. So let's make it like 6. 12.6, just to play it safe. So this is you move this line down because you noticed that it had trouble reaching it before. So this could be a new resistance for the stock. So you have your markup here. So for an alert at 1280, you're going to change this. My bad. You're gonna. Okay, so you're gonna change this now. Create a new alert here. Create alert. If it drops at, if it goes up to at or above 1260, and then, all right, now we're at this point. So Monday goes on, nothing happens. Tuesday, nothing happens. It's dipping below your support. But remember, you bought at this your first support, so it's okay. It's going up again. Oop! What did it hit? It hit your alert to sell. So this is a good sell area. It's a good thing we moved that resistance line down because, as you can see, it did not hit 12.8. It hit about 12.7. So you want to play these things safe to make sure your resistance and alerts always get met. So okay, let's say you sold all your stock. It's like Friday now. At like 10:30, you sold. Let's move forward. Oh, look what happened. The stock dipped again to your first support. Oh, look, you knew that was going to happen. Like, it's happened before. It's bound to happen again. So, let's say you buy back in this area at 12.50, and you notice the stock dipped a little bit more. So, it has a new low now of 10.2. So, 2.2. So, I'm going to make my new support 10.2, make it higher. Like, there's more bars here. They'll intersect with the line, so I'll make it 10.35, play it safe. Add a line, 10.35, you can just edit that. This is going to be a support line. Let's extend it. Okay, new support. You could actually just move this one down because they're so close to each other. You don't need to have so many of them so close to each other. So I'm going to actually remove this drawing. Alright, and you have a new line here. You can leave your trigger there for now, but because you already bought the stock, remember, at 10.50, and so going forward, you're hoping the stock keeps going up and stays above your new support line that you made because you noticed it bounced off. So now it's Wednesday, you're approaching your other support line, but then it drops, and then here drops again. Friday drops again. So what do you do in this situation? So in this situation, I would actually take this line right here because you're noticing that it's having issues reaching, like going above the support line. The support line is no longer a support line. This is a resistance line. So let's make this a resistance. There we go, you have a new resistance line set up, and what you want to do is make a new alert to when to sell. So this resistance line is actually a little too high. If you notice, it's not intersecting with your bars, so you want to drop that down to, like, let's say it hit 1229. So we could, 1129. We could just make the new alert here. So let's make a new alert to sell at like 11.3 or above. Play it safe. You could always buy back and sell later. And let's edit this line. Okay, your new resistance line, new support line is set up for going into the next few days. So there we go. You can keep doing this, and this is the most recent version of the chart. I mean, this is the past like couple days. So we've gone through the whole 30 days, and we established a lot of support and resistance lines. You can keep going forward. You can assume right now that a good area to buy is over here, where you can create a new alert at this line's at 1035, so that could be your new alert. 1035. You want an alert if it goes below. You can cancel this one, and you have an alert to sell at 1130. And you can just buy at this range, sell at this range until the stock changes again, the chart changes. And it's very hard to lose money if you just stay on top of this and you're not just waiting for random numbers that you think are going to come in your head if you just follow this method. So yeah, I hope you guys learned a lot. If you liked the video and you want to see more, let me know, leave a comment, and tell me your thoughts. Thanks.